Oh, he's not.
All right, Tone. We just want to get that out of the way. It is time to jump in to a time where I feel like Goji fans,
We eating good.
Godzilla fans, all parties, everyone alike. There's a lot of great stuff going on right now with the MonsterVerse, with Toho, with Legendary, with Monarch. A lot of great shit going on right now, Tone. And so we're going to get into it, man. First up, we're going to talk about our early impressions of the first 4 episodes of Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which is airing now on Apple TV+. Episode 5 drops this week. I believe we get 10 episodes of this show. It runs until January 12th. So we'll have a lot more Monarch going forward. But Tone, I know this is a show that you and I were super excited about. We were really curious about when it was announced. We saw that we got, Kurt Russell, the love muscle, as on board as well, which is always a great draw for a show. But I'm going to agree with Carlos on that right there. I didn't hate 4, but 4 was kind of a slower episode. I'm sure it's probably building up to something. But Tone, I want to get your initial thoughts of Monarch Legacy of Monsters and how it ties into the MonsterVerse. How it's able to connect to previous movies and how it kind of sets up, maybe see some, because we'll talk about a trailer in a little bit where we saw some things that we can be like, oh, I do remember seeing something similar to that in Monarch. But your initial thoughts, Tom.
Yeah, man, and I always want to say and preface this because you can go back years ago and we had heard whispers of a show like this, or maybe it was even before that. Maybe it was just something that we had said, or I feel like this has been on the plate at some point, right, or on the table. And they did exactly what I imagined and wanted them to do a Monarch show, which is focus on the Monarch stuff, have some different kaiju we may never see, and be able to thread through it all, the MonsterVerse.
Yep.
Kind of like it's like having like a like the college rule paper, and this is like the metal binder.
Yeah, sure,
and
okay.
And that's exactly what they're doing so far with it. And first of all, I mean, exactly, having Kurt Russell is great. Wyatt Russell is also a great actor as well too. I know he's still early in his career as well, but the characters instantly as you're introduced to them, even with the time hops. I know sometimes we've watched some shows where the time hops and the going back in time can be a little bit messy. They don't do that here. It pushes the narrative forward in the future when they jump back as
everything
well
they
too.
show you in the past or the present is
relevant and continues to move that story forward as well. The characters that continue to be introduced don't bug me. Like I feel like there's always a character who there's always like, oh, this fucking character, right? Like I don't care about this character. Even the character like the one lady who's kind of talking to the son there. Like there's some Mystique going on there too, which you're kind of curious about. You kind of start finding a little bit about that, but you're like, Mystique, she's got some mystery, she's got some tie-in to it as well too.
Computer hack.
Yeah. So I feel like she's going to continue to grow to be like relevant to the now and things in the age.
She's got some kind of connection.
There's something going. I think there's something bigger at play there as well too, but we'll see. But no, I feel that they've done a great job investing in like the story, the characters, kind of setting up Monarch from like the get-go, making certain things that was talked about in Skull Island make sense, because now you're realizing that some of the characters is this character's grandpa or this character younger, which is crazy, or whatever it might be, right? So you're getting all those things in this series, and in 3 episodes, and I'll get to the 4th here, I just felt like, damn, I feel like, I'm getting more the context that I wanted. And even though it mostly kind of focuses on Godzilla as well too, kind of at first, I suppose.
Yep.
They crisscross the
G-Day.
timelines and things like that. There was some spots that you see like early on from like video footage and some of the movies or like some of the Easter egg spots after the scenes and stuff like that. You're seeing the thread, and there's comments and there's nods and different stuff. So it's doing everything I really wanted to do, but it's also creating like new monsters or new stories or things you've never seen before or whatever it might be, or referencing back like the whole scene when I realized clearly who Durs is playing. I say Durs because that's like that he's playing John Goodman younger, which I missed that for 3 fucking episodes. And that blew my mind even then when you told me that too. I was like, shit.
When they go to the ship, that's when like it was just like, oh, that confirms it. Because like at first you don't get his name. I think he says his name one time and it's kind of drowned out. But like when it gets to it, when he gets to the ship, and I remember his story that he was telling Sam Jackson when they first arrive on Skull Island. There's that scene where he talks to Sam Jackson about the ship that he was on, and once he got on the ship, and then I seen his footlocker with the name, I was like, oh, okay, that's what it is. Yep.
And they've built some good tension. And I said, like, listen, it's rare when a TV series or TV show can do certain things. There's only a few of them that really can do this and do this well. And so far, it's done this at least the first 3 episodes. Is I get to the end of the episode, I think the 4th one probably still did it too. And I'll sit there, and all of a sudden the credits hit, and I'm like, oh, man. But I was like that the first few of them because the story is really good. And listen, it looks great. You can tell that Apple's put some great money in behind it, which is also important because these are, you don't want to do the Disney thing where, like, they're putting half the money at the D+, want you to come and eat the popcorn like it's the big ones at the theaters. Yeah. They're not doing that at all.
And they're not selling it like that either.
Yeah, at all. And again, it's great. There's a transition scene that I will continue to bring up with Wyatt and Kurt that is one of the coolest transition scenes I've seen in a while. Yeah. In any sort of media, and it's because they're father and son. Yeah. They look alike, and he's standing there, and after that transition scene, you're looking at Wyatt and like, Jesus, he's got his dad's face.
He does, man. Like I said, when I first saw him in what was it? It was Overlord. And I didn't realize who I'd seen him before. I was like, God, I know this guy. Who is he?
Yeah.
And I'm watching the movie. Like, this guy's a good actor. I'm like, that's cool. And I keep looking. I'm like, he looks so fucking familiar.
And I had just watched that a couple weeks ago.
Overlord.
Too. Yeah.
Oh, fucking Overlord is fucking incredible. Overlord is fucking awesome. Yeah. But I forgot. Yeah, he's in 21 Jump Street as well. But like, I'm watching it. I'm just like, this guy just looks so fucking familiar. And then I go in the book and I'm like, oh my God.
He's also shitty Captain America.
He is shitty Cap. Yep, that's right. But like, yeah, it's uncanny, dude. Like, you're just like, Jesus, it really is great casting to have 2 actors who are very good at what they do to be able to play at different times, and it fucking brilliant casting.
Yeah, and like, we joke about the character being 95 years old. It's a little interesting to go that route, but I get what they're doing, going at. But I do want to say, and the final thing I say, really were 2 things. Episode 4 definitely wasn't as like gripping as 3. They dove into a little bit of like I don't know what they were diving into the 4 a little bit. I don't know if it was I don't want to say mysticism necessarily, but like
I think it was more or less just focusing on the impact of the Mutos or whatever what are they called? Not Mutos.
Well, I'm talking like when he's lost in the snow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, that's what Kurt Russell's character says. He goes, these Titans have a way of affecting the area,
which is,
and I think that's kind of what like the focus was, like how
interesting, and
I'm kind of like a Bermuda's Triangle, type of thing.
And I kind of understand. I get it. It was just a little. It felt a little different from the other ones because of that in some ways. So I hope we don't fuck around with that. But then again,
it's cool you explore it one time, and show what the
But then
Titans
again,
can
you
do.
look at Kong versus Godzilla, and it's like it's like a fucking birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, and you invited everybody in the town, right? So it's kind of wild. But Kurt Russell, even though I'm like, he's not in this a lot, like he was in the last episode. But I always feel like Kurt Russell is never, like, you always hear like these certain actors, and Kurt Russell's either accidentally forgotten or he sometimes doesn't get tossed around that mix. And I know, I know somebody out there too on the chat. I can see the name right now. He's a big fan of the Pork Chop Express as well, And this is the one thing I said instantly. Is like, Kurt Russell deserves more love for how good he handles all spectrums of his acting, because he really does have great.
He can do it all, man. He can do it.
He can do great comedy. He can do great action. He can do great drama. And it's not that we don't know that, but I feel like, and we don't even necessarily forget that. I just feel like he doesn't get the consistent love that he deserves. And a lot of his movies are very pop culture-y and whatever it is, but seeing him this late in his days, and even in the MCU, and he had some really good moments to his ego. Regardless of what people thought of the character, he just does such a good job adapting. And like, I know he's 95, but he feels. Captain Ron was in my head. Trust me.
Gotta love Captain Ron.
Just seeing him at the end of his days in something that I love like this, and having him I feel like acting the fuck out of it, but having his son with him as well too. There's just something magical about that that I feel like we're not going to see anything like that in that sense. I'm not saying people dislike Kurt Russell. I'm just saying that he doesn't get enough love that he deserves.
Oh, he really doesn't, man. Like I said, that's the one thing. Like Wyatt Russell, Anders Holm, and Mari Yamamoto. They're all really good. They're the main
They have
core of the
great
young
chemistry.
crew. They're all really good, and I love having them there. And it does add, some credibility to those characters, and it keeps you engaged when you have good actors doing good things. But for me, man, it's always about Kurt Russell. Like you said, and to answer Crash's question, do people just like Kurt Russell? If they do, they're a fucking commie and they don't belong here. Kurt Russell is he's steady. It doesn't matter. He's just that steady balance in any movie. Mm-hmm. If he's there, you know the movie's gonna hang on and it's gonna make it. No matter if it's a bad movie. I honestly can't think of a Kurt Russell movie. Like, for example, if I were to say if there's one movie of Kurt Russell's that's probably bad in some ways, I don't think it reviewed very well, was Tango and Cash.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Soldier.
No. Not so. Like Tango and Cash. Like it's a goofy ass movie, but it just works because Kurt Russell knows how to take these characters and just make them so relatable. No matter how fucking dumb the storyline is.
Yeah, it's a dumb movie, but
it's a dumb movie, but it just fucking works. But he's also dude, like the characters like that just have had a profound impact on my life growing up. Snake Plissken.
Yeah.
R.W. McCready.
That's the joke you made out there.
At the thing.
Yeah.
Jack Burton.
Yeah.
I mean, Wyatt Earp. I mean, he's he's always fucking awesome.
Yeah.
In everything he's in.
Yeah.
I mean, Tombstone is seriously, other than, dude, for like most quotable movies ever, there's like Tombstone, there's like The Big Lebowski, and then right there. I mean, just like he's just that good, dude.
Yeah.
He's that good.
He is, and it's funny, and I know we're going to go a little bit left, but it's because we love you, Kurt. I just watched Demolition Man last night.
I'm telling you, man, Demolition Man's fucking amazing.
It is, and I got to tell you, I watched it because of that stuff I was saying about that wrestler who took it from Simon Phoenix. I'm watching it mostly because of him. But what I did notice, like, listen, I love a lot of old school Sylvester Stallone movies. Watching a movie like that, it is a little tough. Some of those 90 movies, early 90s.
I think that holds up incredibly well.
Sure, yeah, it's still enjoyable. But what I did notice is that, I mean this in comparison because you said Tango and Cash because it's Sylvester as well too. Some of Sylvester's acting in some of those movies at times were actually not that great.
No.
As opposed to somebody like where Kurt Russell you got in a role like
I can't remember watching a movie where like Kurt Russell, I was like, ugh, that's a bad choice.
Right, but there's movies I've seen Sylvester Stallone and I'm like, ugh.
right.
Real Sylvester Stallone, right? I mean, just for comparison's sakes, because I know he gets brought up in a lot of stuff. But regardless.
There's one Kurt Russell movie, and I can't remember the fucking name of it. His wife gets kidnapped.
Brennan Ware?
No. His wife gets kidnapped, and like it's by a guy who's driving a truck. His car, breakdown.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say Over the Top.
No, it's called Breakdown, and like his car breaks down. Like I think they're like on their way to like Vegas or somewhere out west in the desert, and his car breaks down. And J.T. Walsh, who's extra creepy in the night, he's an awesome character actor. J.T. Walsh, he's dead now, but he was fucking awesome. He's the bad guy. He kidnaps his wife, and dude, it is an intense movie where like Kurt goes like over the top. Another movie I love him in. What's the Grindhouse? What's the one where he's the car driver?
Oh, Planet Terror.
Yeah, dude, he's fucking amazing in that movie. Breakdown is fucking dope though, man. I am a huge fan of Breakdown. It is a very, very, very intense movie. Christmas Chronicles. My kids love his portrayal as Santa Claus. Huge fan. So, Death Trap. I mean, look, dude, Kurt Russell is a made man around these parts. And when I seen he was involved with this, you could have easily thought, and I mean, honestly, take another actor. If somebody else from that era shows up, I'm thinking they're there for the paycheck. But Kurt Russell is always he's in, dude. And he's going to give you everything. And he's going to just have that screen presence, that gravitas that you need to have to anchor down a show. And I just love seeing my man.
Why wasn't he ever in Expendables?
Death Proof. That's what it is. Death Proof. That's the card.
Why was he never in Expendables?
You know, that's a good-looking question. He wasn't in those. What? He wasn't anywhere in those?
I don't think so.
They're
not Academy Award-winning movies, but
I refuse to watch the fourth one. I refuse to watch the fourth one. I won't even watch that one. When Harrison Ford showed up in the third, I was like, okay, that's the only like saving grace. But it was just like, I don't know. That's weird that he's never been in that. And I loved him in what was the hockey movie about the USA hockey team? He was the coach.
Oh fuck.
Miracle.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome in that, dude. Like I said, man, I can watch anything with Kurt Russell. But no, this show has been really good. Like you said, man, Mighty Ducks. There's a good one for sure. But yeah, like you said, a lot of great callbacks. Some of the nods like Godzilla. I love the casting. I do like when the monsters do. It's a show that it's so well done story wise, dude, that you're almost forgetting that you're watching a show that's about fucking monsters. And when they do show up, yeah, it is. But I mean, you don't mind that they're focusing on the Monarch side of things, because I think Monarch is the one thing out of all the legendary movies so far where you're kind of like, I want to know more.
Yeah.
I know everything there is to know about Godzilla and Kong and all the other guys. I don't know shit about Monarch. And you have a really good story explaining that. So I don't mind the break from the action from the monsters. Even though when they do show up, they're nice. It's great. Kurt first movie in 1963 and only did 57 movies. I think he's picking on what he does. And he can be, because he's Kurt fucking Russell.
Mm-hmm.
You know? He just does what he wants to do.
I fucking love that movie.
Stargate?
I said it's one of those sci-fi guilty pleasures, man.
Him and James Spader?
Dude,
yeah,
I fucking love Stargate. Well, because it's all about that. I don't know. I don't want to get that.
Let's go down that rabbit hole.
I mean, if you want to have a Kurt Russell show sometime,
we're not going to get
totally
into that. I don't need a show going until 1 o'clock.
Moving on. My bad.
All right, Tone. So we're going Monarch. Definitely watch it. Check it out. If you have Apple Plus, definitely watch it. It has been really, really good so far. Episode 4, I agree with Cuddles, was a little bit slower, but I think it's going to be build up for the next episode. We're going to get some more stuff, and it'll probably pick up from there. So I am confident.
They've got me invested.
I'm in. I'm in for sure.
The characters, yep.
Everything in their story,
driving them.
characters.
Yep.
I'm